Oh, hello there. Didn't see you there. Welcome into the hallway of my home here. You might be asking yourself, what is that purple color on the right side of the screen there? That's a painting that is too egregious to show you the whole thing of. I've just got my slippers on, but a lot of people have been asking me for a video showing what's in the bag, maybe a close-up on some of the Hickory clubs. I guess I can oblige to the fans. We'll do that. We'll set it up. Oh, geez. This one guy on YouTube who I like, he just like welcomes you into a room where he reads like Lord of the Rings or something, and he just sits there smoking a pipe. I feel like this would be a good scenario for that. If I could smoke a pipe in an apartment, probably can't do that for health reasons and complex rules. So I'll sit down nonetheless in this nice chair. I get a lot of compliments on this chair. This was Target bought. So you can pull up a seat with me and enjoy this run through. What's in my Hickory golf bag? I'm thinking big block letters on the screen. Hopefully I end up doing that in post-production. Come up here, Rudy. Let's, a good place to start is probably with the bag itself. This is a beautiful bag. It was a gift. After I started getting into Hickory golf, had to take things a little more seriously, up it a notch or so, or two. This is a bag from Stir and Jacoby. I believe I'm saying that right. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I wish they were sponsoring this video because these bags are pretty pricey, but it was a gift. A beautiful kind of canvas and leather bag. I don't know if you can see kind of some of the detailing. It's really nice. It's really light. Holds about 6 or 7 clubs, which is all you need for Hickory. Some beautiful brass accents. Made in the US, I believe in Kentucky, but don't quote me on it. Got my initials on here. Hopefully I blur those out for privacy reasons. Got a little scorecard holder, place for my pencil. That came with the bag, so that's at least a 50-cent value for free that they gave me. Some holders for the tee. I think that's a cool vintagey type of look. But yeah, just a pretty cool golf bag altogether. A little shearling for comfort on the shoulder. It's a nice color accent, I guess. Great zippers. You don't often talk about or see people talking about the quality of zippers. That's a nice sound. Hopefully that gets picked up too. But overall, really nice bag. Good place to start. The next thing I will show you is this, which I've used sparingly in videos because it takes me a little while to get it out and put it down, but it's, okay, please be careful. It's just basically a holder for the golf bag. And because it doesn't have legs or it's not a stand-up bag, I'm trying not to get this thing super dirty because it is such high quality. Maybe a birch wood of sorts. And some nice American-made brass accents right there as well. So a great piece of equipment that sits in the bag mostly for the look. Moving into the contents of the bag, because I think that's probably where these videos tend to go next. And again, I haven't taken anything out, put anything in, so there could be some random stuff in here. The first thing is another Stir and Jacoby made gift from the Society of Hickory Golfers, a nice bag tag that I can't figure out how to put on. Haven't done anything with it. Members only get this, and a nice piece of leather. The next thing in the bag are some beautiful little banana boat bagged sunscreen. I don't know if you've ever seen something quite so interesting in terms of packaging. Maybe this is super common and I'm being outlandish here, but SPF 30, fairly good, but it is clinically proven. So always remember your sunscreen. I happen to have these 2 packs. These will be gone soon, and then I won't have them in the bag. I just noticed this little Made in USA tag within the bag. That's cool. It's a nice reminder, I guess. You know, these tariffs. Don't sleep on the tariffs. The next thing I have, which is not always in here, is a nice 1 free jumbo bucket card for the Clubhouse Golf Center. Shout out Sam and the whole crew over there. I have yet to go, but looking for a sponsorship at some point. Maybe hook me up there. They have a pretty active Instagram, so check them out. I believe they're in Randolph, New Jersey. Stay vigilant with the range, getting your swings in, getting your work in. So let's move on to the clubs. I will shout out this towel, this disgustingly dirty towel that I'm about to throw on the bathroom tile floor. Skidmore Golf. Shout out Skidmore. It's where I played my college golf. Don't look up the scores. It's pretty embarrassing, my scoring average. I'm a lot better now. Maybe. Moving into the bag. The exciting part for some. Yeah, I'll start closest to the hole and work my way out. This is my putter, George Nickel Zenith putter. It kind of looks like a hockey stick, to be honest. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty cool looking club. This is the only putter I've ever used, and it's pretty cool. It's got the loft of like a modern day driver on it, which is kind of funny. But they needed a little loft on these putters back in the day to elevate it a little over the imperfections in the green. They didn't have the modern kind of mowing technology. So that was a fun fact I learned very early on in my Hickory golf career. But a cool club, and I don't necessarily see myself moving away from this anytime soon. And the ball never goes in, but we try. Moving on to kind of the wedge of the group. This is my Niblick. Cool and interesting name. It's a Century brand. Something kind of cool about these Hickory clubs is they tend to stamp them with either, again, Hickory heads out there, don't knock me for it, but I believe like a lot of times the retailer that sold the club back in the 10s, 20s, 30s, whenever this was, they would punch that onto the back of the club. So this one says SF Dornan Duff House. Made in Scotland, so you know it's good. Again, this is maybe something like 48 to 50 degrees. Haven't measured it. Something like a pitching wedge or gap wedge for shorter shots. It actually says approximate flight 50 yards on this. I hit it way further though, because I'm a beast out there. There's also really no bounce on these Hickory clubs. It's basically just a sheet block of forged steel or iron. I'm not 100% sure there either. But yeah, there's really no bounce at all. Easy to dig in to the ground with that. On to the Mashy Niblick. It says 8 on it. So this is another George Nickel Zenith hand-forged design. Look at me talking like technical, like I know what I'm even talking about. Hopefully I'll learn over the years of playing Hickory golf kind of what this stuff is all about. Another kind of punched face groove pattern on this. Takes a little getting used to looking down on because it's very non-traditional, or maybe it's very traditional for back in the day. But again, this is all part of the original Hickory set that I bought from a guy maybe in Michigan. Yeah, it's just kind of play this anywhere from 130 yards or 120 yards, I'd say, to 150, anywhere in there. George Nickel. That's one of the good manufacturers from what I can tell. All right, one of my most hit clubs in the bag is this Da Vega Mashy. which tends to, for me, play something like a 7-iron. I hit this roughly 160 to 180 yards on a really good day. A versatile club, kind of right in the middle of the bag, and something that you can bump and run a little. You can hit it higher, shape it a little if you want. This is starting to have a little bit more of a traditional groove pattern, but there's still some of the kind of like dot pattern in between the grooves. I have another mashie on the way from the famed club maker Tom Stewart, which I'm excited, but it's got to get whatever this is to kind of hold the head, hold the structure of the club together. Some of this thread. Actually never noticed this before, but it's basically the same length as my mashie niblick. That's probably not good. Okay, stay. On to the 2-iron, or what they tend to call a mid-iron. This is really, you know, I can hit this up to 215 yards or so, but anything from like 180 to 210 is kind of this club's wheelhouse. It's fairly cracked, and I've used a decent amount of crazy glue and wood glue to get this thing back to hittable. The head's still a little loose, so yeah, not great there. Really thin, really skinny. This one is the first one to start to have, again, a more traditional kind of horizontal groove pattern on it. So I like looking down on it. There's really no offset, and that allows me to kind of work it both ways, sometimes when I don't want to. And then the final club in the bag, before I talk about the brassy, which is kind of like a 2-wood, I just want to call out this, this head cover, which I don't know if you can see. It's from the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. I worked there for a couple seasons in the bag room and got this pretty sweet kind of needle point head cover. It's lasted me a long time, so shout out the brand. Just wanted to call that out. This is my Gene Sarazen model 2-wood. It's got about 13 or so 14 degrees of loft. So use it off the tee, which you've seen. Use it in the fairway, par 5s as well. This thing gets a little squirrely. It's, you know, totally wood. It's got a little brass on the bottom, hence the name, brassy. About all there is to say about this club. So yeah, that fills out the set of my Hickory clubs. Not a very extensive what's in the bag because I only have 6 clubs. But I hope that tour through was at least a little intriguing or interesting to some extent. From all of us here at the Hickory Chaz YouTube channel, we say so long, and we'll catch you out on the course. Make sure to have fun out there. Bro, excuse me. Okay. Yes. It's my cat.